let's go ahead and jump into 20. Who you got at 20?
I got Robert Woods.
Okay, I got him at 21.
Okay. Yep. I got him 3 spots behind Cooper Kupp.
Great.
Okay. So last year he finished 13th overall at the wide receiver position. Robert Woods is what he is. Like I don't really like me putting him here, but this is where he fell. Like he was 16th in targets last year, 129, 14th in receptions at 90, 24th in yards at 936, 29th in touchdowns with 6. He is a consistent wide receiver. Last year wasn't as consistent. Saw 23% target share in this offense. Red zone, though, he's just kind of not a they just don't really heavily use him there. He saw 12 red zone targets last year, 4 touchdowns. Much better efficiency than Cooper Kupp. And then he saw 3 targets inside the 10, turned that into 2 touchdowns. 43.8% of the time last year, he was a wide receiver 1 or 2 on the week. So he was a consistent, much more consistent than Cooper Kupp. Finished much higher than Cooper Kupp.
Those
but
touchdowns.
Again, it's the touchdowns are the main factor. But you do get the added benefit when you take Robert Woods is a lot of handoffs. He gets a decent amount of rushing attempts.
Yeah,
the Rams love giving the receivers the ball in the backfield.
Yeah, in fact, I think he had a couple rushing touchdowns last year. Didn't he?
I don't remember.
He had 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So even more. Yeah, and I think they were like little end arounds or something.
Oh,
like
yeah,
close to the goal line type.
You know, when you draft Robert Woods, you know exactly what you're going to get. And I don't think you're going to get really anything different this year.
Yeah, you're looking at a guy that's going to be
a mid to late RB2.
Yeah. Yeah, if not, I mean, because honestly, he finished 13. I mean, that's almost
I think
an RB1.
that might have been his best finish.
Wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I think.
No, he was a wide receiver 10 in 2018. He went. So since he's been with the Rams, because he's been electric since he's moved to the Rams, he was wide receiver 32, 10, 17, 13.
Okay. But it's around that range.
Yeah. But he stays right around
that. Was also before, 2018 was before like Cooper Kupp's breakout. That was kind of, Brandon Cooks was still there.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
And before Matthew Stafford too. Let's just throw out things that don't matter.
And like I kind of mentioned with Cooper Kupp, everyone in this offense efficiency went down last year.
Right. That's the Jared Goff effect.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, with Matthew Stafford coming in, if Robert Woods, honestly, if he can keep those touchdowns, I mean, if he gets another year with 6,
I mean, 6 is like a normal year for him.
Yeah.
That 2 touchdown season was just an extreme outlier. We knew that was going to come back to the norm.
Yeah. And if he gets just a little bit more as far as yards go, I mean, he finished with 90 receptions, which is about what he finished the year before.
Yeah, that's exactly what he finished the year before.
Close in targets. He's usually kind of around that 130 mark anyway. So again, what you see is what you're going to get with him. I think he's easily going to be a wide receiver 2.
He's a lock for an RB, wide receiver.
There's nothing else you need from him. You don't need him to do anything.
No.
And what's even better,
I think I kind of just more put him here though, is because some of the guys I have above him, I do see higher upsides with. So I'd be more inclined to take them.
Yeah, the chance of him finishing in the top 12, it can happen. But I think it could happen with some of these other guys before him. So that is why I think we both have him ranked where we have him. I'm sure he won't finish at 21 on the season. He'll probably finish like 17 or 18 or 16 even. But I don't see him jumping up into that tier 1 status. But I do like Robert Woods a lot.
Yeah.
And I really like him on the Rams. Was not a fan of him in Buffalo.
Well, because they didn't use him.
Just another one of those things that Buffalo screwed up. All right. So he was my 21. So you need to do your 21 now.
That was CD Lamb.
Oh, cool. So now we're at 22. We all caught up?
Maybe.
Let's see. Wait, did I do my 20? Oh, you just did 20, right?
Yeah, I did 20.
Okay, so I need to get my 20. Got it. Mine's Kenny Gallaudet.
He's my 22.
Okay. So
you lied to me.
I did lie to you.
You lied to me.
Yeah. Before the show, I told him that he didn't even crack my top 24. Kenny Gallaudet, honestly, the reason he snuck in where he did is just because I do think he does have talent. I think he is going to make this team better. Saquon Barkley coming back is also going to make it better.
Yeah, but I also kind of do think this is kind of the floor you're going to get out of him. Because he does have higher upside than this. He could still be a back-end wide receiver 1 if things play out right. Last year, he
Right.
did only play 4, I'm counting 4 games. 13.95 points per game. That was 11th. They were just like all right around there, though. They weren't like, he didn't have like 2 blow up games and 2 bust games. They were just all
he
very
was basically,
consistent.
14.7, 14.2, 14.4.
But he was still 5th in yards per catch last year at 16.9. He's always one of the league leaders in that. In yards per target, he was 8th with 10.56. So he's still, when he catches the ball, they're big plays. He's a big play machine. And he can see 120 targets in this offense. He is the dominant number 1. It is up to Daniel Jones, though, how those targets go. But because he has 120 targets in this offense, and Daniel Jones does something, he's gonna finish higher than I have him ranked at 22.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that bugs me right now is I look at, he had 118 targets in 2019. I'm kind of bypassing 2020. I don't think he really wanted to play. No. And the games he did play
after, once
they were
once
fine.
He got hurt,
he was just kind of done. And he wanted out. So I'm kind of just backtracking a little bit, looking at 18 and 19 stats. So he had 116 targets in 2019, but only 65 receptions for a catch percentage of 56.
Yeah, but that
he doesn't have high catch rates.
No.
And I think a lot of it is because he's a 50-50 ball guy.
Catch that year was also just under 20, I think. Like, it was incredibly high.
Yeah, 18.3.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's just like these 50-50 things that Matthew Stafford used to do with Calvin Johnson. He was now doing with Kenny Gallaudet.
Yeah, and there is some hope. I mean, statistically, Daniel Jones isn't bad at throwing the deep ball, but there's other factors. And
Jones.
Look at his competition. I mean, Evan Ingram led this team in targets last year with over 100.
Right. There's no competition.
Exactly.
I think he's clearly going to be the number 1. I think the reason I have him where I have him is because I don't trust Daniel Jones.
You have him 2 spots higher than I do. I have him at 22. And I mean, the Giants, like I said, there is room for him to have 120 targets. The Giants were 30th in plays last year. They only ran 966 and 26th in pass attempts at 517.
Right.
So they moved the ball a little bit better, throw the ball a little bit more. You can get that. And there's other players like Golden Tate, Darius Slayton, guys who could take less of the shoulder. Evan Ingram's a big one there.
Right.
And then Saquon can still absorb some and be fine. Kadarius Toney can be worked in.
And there's still a lot of analysts out there that think that the Giants' defense has heavily improved.
They have a good defense. They had a good defense last year.
Right. So
sneaky. They shut down the Bucks.
Right.
On that Monday night game.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind, guys. Like, if all of this just comes down to Daniel Jones, literally all of it. And I don't know, because Kenny Gallaudet is not a guy that gets separation.
No, not like.
So these have to be kind of tight window throws that Matthew Stafford was always comfortable throwing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen tight window throws from Daniel Jones that much.
Not a lot of them, no.
So I'm just I just don't know. Do you feel like there's a chance that he could reach a number 1 status this year?
Yes.
See, I think there's more of a chance of him not being a number 3 than there is being a number 1. That's just my opinion. And again, but it's because of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I don't hate that opinion. Yeah. I mean,
just because
Kenny Gallaudet, his talent, I don't think anyone on the planet is arguing the talent.
It's there.
It's Daniel Jones.
It's Daniel Jones. Thank you for watching the Fantasy Monsters on YouTube. If you liked today's episode, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel below. We also have a merch store we want you to check out with all new gear that we've got available. That'll be in the description. Also, if you want to see any past videos, you can check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Monsters. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good one.